Dopatronic. Dopatronic is back, and it's coming back with a vengeance.
Well, you brought it back like 6 months ago.
I know, and now it's catching on.
So everybody's been saying it.
I know. It's sweet.
Butters texts me it like 3 times a day.
That's good.
She's like, hey, I saw the sun. It was Dopatronic. I'm like,
yes.
oh.
Dopatronic.
I don't know about if this is all legit, but maybe. you know, Pop-Tart's going to be walking around using it this week. Like
Dopatronic.
She seems like she might be snapping her fingers while she walks down the road or roller skates down the road and is saying it.
Yeah, this is Dopatronic. This is totally Dopatronic.
Right. We've got our Dopatronic patches coming soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So listen, here's a headline.
Well, hold on. Before we kick it off, man, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about, right? Welcome back.
Off the rip.
Welcome back. It's the new year.
Our New Year episode already aired, didn't it?
I know it did, but I'm just saying.
I
said there wasn't going to be a new me, but there is a new me.
So we're going to play this game. Okay, good.
I shed the old me like a snake skin.
Here we go.
Snake skin.
So tell them.
It's gone. I'm here. The new me.
Wait, so tell them your New Year's resolutions.
I didn't have any.
Oh.
I was just trying to hope to make it through the new year, and I did. And there's a new me. I was rebirthed.
With no New Year's resolutions?
With none.
All right.
What'd you think they were?
I'm not saying anything. I'm asking what you thought.
I was assuming you thought I had some.
Yeah, mine. I started mine on the 2nd because I missed the first 2 days and didn't know it was the new year.
Oh.
And then basically today's the 7th, so yesterday they already fell through. I was going to kick the big one this year.
Gotcha. That failed.
I had lifesavers like last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's how that.
I'm not too worried about it.
Well, me neither. I'm just going to run more.
Look,
I'm going to counter
the New Year resolution is be here.
Where?
Be
here?
present.
Like today
be
or
present.
like in the moment?
Just be in the moment. Be alive.
We're in big trouble.
Be bad as fuck.
We are in big trouble.
Be bad as fuck every fucking day.
We were literally sick from the New Year into the New Year.
I was sick from before.
Well, I wasn't going to put your business out, but
I'll put it out.
But all of us were sick, from before, right in the New Year. I'm like, geez, what happened?
Thanksgiving to the New Year.
Yeah,
dude, I came to a swanky New Year's Eve party. Had to bail. Made it back home 3 minutes before the ball dropped. If you're one of those New York freaks, and popped the bottles, right? Pop, 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 pop. Poured out some drinks and toasted in the New Year. That's what I did. That's what I did.
Let's talk about those New Yorkers crammed in the cages.
Yeah, fuck all that noise. But beyond that,
is that the equivalent of the lazy stream?
Dude, you know what? Fuck going to New Year's Times Square because you got to be there like 12 hours before the fucking ball drops. You're locked in. You can't go nowhere. If you got to piss, everybody's pissing all over the fucking sidewalks.
So it's like the lazy stream.
You know this. You know all the chicks,
relaxation stream at Raging Waters that you float in that you never see anybody get out of for hours.
Yeah, it's like going to swim up bar, except it's on dry concrete, bro. Ooh. You know all the girls are if the girls were smart, they were all wearing skirts and no underwear, right? So they could just squat and let it go. I mean, that's all I'm thinking, right? That's what. Dude, you got to go to a place where you can't go to the bathroom for like 15 fucking hours while it's cold outside. That ain't got to, where do you got to piss yourself? They ain't got no porta johns. And if they do, they got like 3. And you know what those things probably look like by hour 4. Wow.
We've been specifically designed since like birth to avoid these places. So
100%.
Yeah. Nobody.
100%.
It's on the life rules.
Not going.
It's cool to go. I'm not knocking anybody.
I have zero interest.
Right. It's not. It's cool to go. Don't mistake ever the life rules with actual living because they're not. Life rules are to get through life. That's not to live life. You have to have a separate book for that, which we do, but we can't go into that one. That's not allowed.
Again, I have zero interest.
Right. That's it. But
I have zero interest in being a swim up bar.
Right. Because that's like the book with politics, but not.
Yeah, soaking in everybody's piss. Well, not my idea of a good time.
We weren't going to say it, but
I did.
Here's the question. Here's a real question that you have to ask yourself. Anybody in those pools, are those the types of people that might just have some weird fetish that allows them to sit in that pool?
No, I think what it is they're so drunk they don't care.
Oh, well, who's getting that drunk in public?
Oh, what?
I mean,
it happens all the time.
No, I know it happens. I'm just saying Shouldn't be doing it at the pull-up.
They're like,
bar,
I'm on
pool.
vacation. Look at this swanky bar inside the pool with a
Imagine-
thatched roof, and
hold
I'm
on.
drinking pina coladas.
Do you think there's a pickpocket who hits those bars? Like
well, you
just
shouldn't have
chills
anything
in
in your
those things?
swim. You shouldn't have anything in your swim trunks anyway.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. But do you think there's somebody out there for it? Because every time I think I'm trying to come up with the one thing that there's not a person for that does it. But every time I think I have it, I'm proven wrong by some video or some interview I watch. And the dude is like, yeah, I've survived since the age of 7 on Pop-Tarts and diesel. And you're just like, what? Like, that's the stupidest effing thing I've ever heard. I would have never thought of that.
Right.
But here you are, living proof. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, it just seems like all the time. That's what we're hearing.
Not my
Lex
idea.
Luthor. You know,
I
but-
wouldn't even want to be a bartender in the swim up bar.
Well, and I wouldn't either. Just thinking in like economically, because
Unless
then
the
Uncle
inside of that
Sam's getting
bar-
all your tips. You're not getting any dollar tips, bro. How do you take home cash on a swim up bar?
Oh,
You
right.
don't.
You don't.
So Uncle Sam's tapping that ass 24/7 when you're on the swim up bar.
Oh yeah,
That guy's making no tips.
no tips. That's
That's
probably the
garbage.
worst bar
Right.
to work at.
That's garbage. They get to pee on you and you don't get any tips.
Yuck. Yuck. Huh?
This episode's over.
It's
This
already,
episode's
it's
so
already ruined, right?
Ruined.
But
Somebody
along
out there's like, fuck you guys. I went to the pee-up bar and just kept some bleach in my pockets.
So
Like,
who
what?
knows?
What?
Well, they didn't care.
Right.
Anyway,
Ooh, or
along those lines,
Okay.
I want to talk about recap this year. We got a
in
recap.
general.
We got a recap from
An
the
entire
Spotify's. Yeah, from the Spotify's,
Oh,
and they said that we had 7 new listeners this year.
listen, I think you're shooting way too high.
I mean, that's amazing.
3 of those were bots.
Listen, that's amazing traction. I'm so proud of ourselves for the
Oh, every
7 whole
time.
new listeners.
Every time I worry, there's never anything to be worried about.
There's nothing to ever be
No.
worried about. Listen.
No. What did he say? There's nothing to worry about because it don't matter anyway.
Oh, Mr. Philippek, yes.
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 So, shout out to my man if he's still kicking. So we won't be worried about that, but tell him about our 7 new listeners.
Hey, we got 7 new listeners. Apparently, we're blowing up all the stats.
Yep.
Those 7 new people put us through the roof.
Through the roof.
Through the roof on all the
wanna-
stats that we got from Spotify and
Yep.
all the other channels. The one channel we didn't get any stats from was
What do they call it? Pandora's box. Nobody
fucking
listens
Pandora's
to them.
box.
And we shut down Chatterbox or
And we did, yeah, we shut that down.
Shatterbox or Jatter. I don't even know.
We shut that one down.
Yeah, we don't know.
I didn't know we had that much flavor and that much power.
Well, Necro Pants and Hot Spicy Doritos and Bigfoot will do that to you.
Well, I just want to give a shout out and a thank you to all of our subscribers, all of our listeners, the folks that joined our Patreon to help
Yes.
keep the lights on. We still need that 36 listeners to put out that entire episode of Elevator Music.
Elevator music, yeah. It's pretty bad.
I'm a little disappointed we didn't hit that.
Well, we'll get there. Joe
Well-
Skelly's been in the lab diligently writing,
Diligently
trying to get the record off,
get the tracks done.
the tracks done.
Get them tracks.
So they're there.
They're just
and-
waiting to
and
drop.
There's a bunch of stuff. I don't know if they're waiting to drop, but they're there. They're there. I mean, they exist. It's not like some of the other stuff we've talked about is merely conceptual right now. But these tracks really do exist. These are real tracks.
We like to
with
call
Joe
them
Skelly on
7-minute beats.
Yeah.
Look, when you
Licks
can put together
beats.
when you can put together an entire elevator song in 7 minutes, that's pretty.
Oh.
That's quality music.
Not 8 minutes.
No,
Not 6 minutes. No,
7.
Man. What would you do in 6 minutes? That's not even enough time.
that's not even enough time.
Not even a little bit.
7 minutes is the perfect amount of time to put together an elevator track.
Oh, gosh. We're in big trouble. We're in big trouble.
I don't think we are.
It's a new year. We have
I think it's the new
just the
listeners,
people who are in trouble.
the new
Right.
listeners.
Right.
But it's going to be so amazing. They're going to tell all their friends, and their friends are going to tell their friends, and we might by the end of this year crack a whole new 3 listeners.
Right. 3 new weasel heads to basement weasels to follow around and enjoy the tracky tracks and the weirdness.
We hope you all had a safe new year. Nobody blew their fingers off shooting off fireworks for the new year or for baby Jesus' birthday or whatever holiday you celebrate. There was only a couple of people that shoot off fireworks on Christmas. Big shout out to you folks.
Yep.
for doing that.
Those are good people.
Yeah, keep.
Who's going to go caroling? What a joke. What a joke.
But I think I sent you videos to prove that people still do it.
I refuse to click on them.
Oh, what a disappointment.
Well,
What a
we're
disappointment.
going to be full of that last year. But fireworks, though. Fireworks are good.
You're still down with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fireworks are good at everything.
I got a super sweet
Parties,
Christmas present. I got a
fireworks.
stamp tax.
Yeah.
I got a stamp tax.
How'd you like that?
That was pretty sweet. For those of you who don't know, stamp tax is a super official permitted action by the federal government that you have to pay for that allows you to do certain things that most general people can't. And my stamp tax was stamped in, what was that?
1814?
1874.
When the government was still trying to screw you over.
Yep, the 1874. That's when mine was stamped. I'm just gonna calligraphy my name on that son of a bitch and
Write whatever you want.
just
See if it's multiplied.
see if it's multiplied.
Take it home. It's worth 10 million.
We're gonna go to a couple of stores and see if I can purchase things with my 1874 stamp tax.
Whew, that's hot. Maybe you could trade it.
I ain't trading that for
like
nothing.
a Red Rider.
Hell no.
All right, I'm just making
That's
sure.
worth way more than a Red
just,
Rider.
I'm just checking. So listen, we have. Are we done recapping?
No, I mean, what would you like to add about the
About
success?
our recap?
The success of last year.
You know I can't talk about it. It speaks for itself. There's literally nothing to say.
Oh, I
There's
would
no
like to say.
There's no harakiri knives in this
No,
studio.
there are no harikari.
That's right. There'll be no Harry Carries here.
You might have thought that was going to happen.
You
might have thought that this year
You might have asked for it.
might have brought this show to a close, but it ain't happening. It's only made us more powerful.
Yeah. Harry Carry L shapes for everybody.
I got Shaggy over here.
But
Looks like he's about to have a stroke. What was he doing with his hands a second ago?
I don't know. He wanted to say something about being Harry carried, but he's not. I
No,
think what it
he's
is
holding back.
he watched The Last Samurai the other day, and he's just smitten with Tom Cruise.
I don't blame him for that.
Yeah. He found out that Tom Cruise does his own motorcycle stunts.
Oh,
Did that pull off with an airplane while he was bolted to the side of the plane?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of weird.
that is kind of. He puts up his own bond money for that, right? Because insurance companies won't insure him,
because they won't insure him.
so he puts up his own money for the entire production.
What's the entire? Oh, so they don't want to insure it, so nobody will let them if they don't get insured, and so he does that.
Yes.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
My man's a little spacey.
He's a little
Like
spacey.
I bet he could throw hands for real.
Well, he's had enough training.
Not even just that. His dopamine receptors got to be dead if homeboy keeps wanting to reshoot that drive off a cliff motorcycle
Like
scene.
18 times or whatever.
Right,
It
right.
was.
Tell me you've been doing a lot of weird stuff when no one's looking without telling me that you've been doing a lot of weird stuff.
The first 12 motorcycle stunts weren't good enough.
Yeah.
We need to do 4 more.
You can't tell it's me.
Right.
Like how many
How many motorcycles did they have to buy for that?
dude, not yeah. No.
Do you think he put up the money for the motorcycles too?
Oh, for sure.
Or was he just like, fuck you, I'm insuring this
sure.
production, you buy the motorcycle?
He's extremely for that jumping on the couch thing that people thought that was so amazing. Have you ever seen him get hosed in the face with water from like fans?
No.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He takes it pretty well for a dude. Like he's an extremely calm dude. I'm telling you, bro.
He takes getting sprayed in the face real good.
Most people don't. They want to start a fight over it. Like most people who get assaulted.
Well, I'm
They
just
wanna
saying,
start a
maybe
fight.
if you get sprayed in the face in your private life and it's a normal thing,
Like that, huh?
it's, hey, you don't get upset about it.
All I'm saying is man's a little weird. There's something ain't right about him.
I don't have a problem with
He
that.
doesn't get excited a lot.
No.
If you got to add in 9 jumps.
Well, what I'm
In the movie.
gonna break it down to is it's all of his training that he got through the Church of Scientology
Oh,
that has flatlined him
Oh
emotionally.
my, there it is. I don't know. Are we allowed to do that one? I'm not sure.
We
if we're
probably
allowed to
shouldn't do
be-
that one, but it's there.
If we're allowed to, but yeah. So, anyways, he watched Last Samurai. He thinks that he's been over here thinking all day about how he needs to buy some wood sandals.
Well,
So,
here's the problem: he can't do it
well.
because he's already 5 feet taller than Tom Cruise.
Oof. Well, can't ask a lot on
I
that.
hate to shatter your dreams, Shaggy,
They would know.
but you're too tall.
Yeah, right. Too tall.
Too tall for
Right.
these movies and these stunts.
Ooh. Oh well, no base jumping for
And you would
guy.
have to cut your hair like him. And I don't see you doing that ever.
Right, he wants to be the double.
Yeah, he would never do that.
Yeah.
I did watch the stunt double for Harry Potter.
The real one?
The real
What are
stunt
we
double
talking
for
about?
the Harry Potter
Why
movies.
did Harry Potter have a stunt double?
Oh, because when they did the Quidditch, they needed a stunt double.
Are you joking?
I'm dead serious.
How fucking what?
Yeah.
Which part of the Quidditch? It all looks horribly CGI. So I'm saying, like, which part did they need help
So
with?
they put him on like a green block,
Okay.
put the broom on a green block, and had him sit on it with a green screen behind him, and they drove it down a street behind on a trailer.
Oh gosh.
He's also now paralyzed.
I'm sorry. Who?
The stunt double.
Are you joking?
I'm dead serious. He was paralyzed in the third movie.
From the Harry Potter movie.
Yes. This is true story. He did some stunt, and he said when he landed, his breastbone hit him in the face.
No.
It knocked all the wind out of him, folded him over, and he laid there on the ground, and his coach came up, said, squeeze my hand, and he couldn't squeeze his fingers. And he said, I knew right then and there I was paralyzed. Yeah, paralyzed.
So is he like a
C6,
millionaire
C7.
from this movie?
I don't know.
I don't see that would be a good trade.
But he's still friends with Daniel Radcliffe. Or whatever Harry Potter's name is.
Well, if my movie tragically paralyzed someone, I mean...
He said he at first he did this, he stunt doubled for all of the kids.
Oh.
They were all, he was 14 or 15, and they were
Right.
all like 9 or 11.
Oh.
Oh, he was 17 and they were like 10.
How was he being the double underage? Like, how is that? Like, that's a career for people underage? Nobody ever said
they
that.
hired him because he was a gymnast. And he could do all this crazy stuff, so they made him go up to the studios.
But he couldn't ride a green screen block down the road, apparently. I'm confused as heck.
That's not the stunt that crippled him.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like,
That's not the
how-
stunt, but he explained how they did it.
Okay.
Because they didn't know how they were going to do it, and that's how they made it work.
Oh, that's wild. I don't know.
So be careful for what you wish for. Don't be in a Harry Potter movie because you might end up a paraplegic.
That happens a lot on movies, I guess. Like, a lot of people will be getting hurt that you don't know about.
Oh, you like Steven Seagal's stuntmen.
Oh, yeah. All those guys get hurt.
Oh, those guys get hurt because apparently he doesn't understand pulling punches and just waylays people.
Some people just think movies are real, bro. And homie might be a little lost.
Apparently he thinks all the movies are real.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, and they said he even got upset on Saturday Night Live because he was doing the Hans and Franz skit, and Hans and Franz were making fun of him, saying Arnold Schwarzenegger was tougher than he was, and he walked off the set and said, I wish Arnold Schwarzenegger were here so I could whip his ass. And they're like, it's a fucking
boy.
joke, my man. It's a joke.
Oh, brother.
So they had to rewrite the joke, and the joke said, the toughest man in the world's Arnold Schwarzenegger, except for Steven Seagal.
Jeez.
Yeah, because he takes everything super personal.
Listen, I'm telling you.
And that's why he's the perfect guy for Putin dough.
He is Putin dough.
He is.
Putin dough.
Putin dough.
Steven Seagal, Putin dough.
Yeah, we haven't had anybody reach out and wanting to
No.
get a certificate or send us a video of them doing.
Well, it's a good thing
Applying
because
for
we're
Putin
gonna
dough.
if you tell the insurance companies that we need insured for this, they're gonna laugh us out of the room. So we need to wait till Tom Cruise gives us some money,
The bond money.
the bond money, to fund the Putin dough tryouts.
You're right.
Tom
right.
Cruise, if you're listening, why don't you go ahead and just write the show?
Just write us a check.
Well, you write the show to let us know you're writing the check. Because we're
So
going to have to talk about that, where it goes, and figure something out. So when you hear this, Tom Cruise, let us know.
Let us know. You could read. You know how to get your people to get in touch with our people.
Right. Which mostly means just write us on the website. That's the only way to.
Just shoot
or
us an email.
Instagram us, but we never get on Instagram regularly. So
Yeah.
So there's that. But we're going to need it for putting dough. Listen, do you want to know the first thing I ever heard about Steven Seagal that really made me question real life?
Yes.
The very first one.
The very first.
Ironically, it wasn't that he was beating up little Japanese people, because I already knew that.
Okay.
I was like, that's what he's famous for. It's perfect. But he came out.
When he did his rock and roll album.
This was in the 80s. This was before that. But allegedly, when he was practicing and getting ready to work up to that part, allegedly he had created a shooting stance
Oh.
that changed the FBI.
Oh.
And that had been indoctrinated across different law enforcement agencies, and that he was responsible for it.
Well, after all that time with the CIA.
Oh, and for them too. That he had created a shooting stance that the CIA wanted and used and implemented.
And revolutionized
shooting. In the 80s, by the way, mind you.
Is this the LA SWAT cop stance? Is that what it turned out to be?
No. Ironically, that would not be it, because Steven would not do anything that would change his center of gravity. See, when you're a chubbier guy, you have to stay up and down. Ask me how I know. Steven, get a hold of me.
Not
we
forwards
can talk
or
about
backwards.
This. Not forwards, not backwards. Listen, Hubot is our unfavorite thing. If you got me by the neck bent over and you're whooping my ass, I'm not happy. Because, between the ass whooping and me getting out of breath, there's just things are happening. Anyway, Steven has to fight like that.
If you stop eating all them Sour Patch Kids, maybe you'll get your breath back.
No, don't blame the Sour Patch Kids, my man. Let's not blame. Let's not be crazy.
We're not doing the blame game.
I'm blaming exactly who it is.
Steven Seagal? I'm confused. Who are you blaming?
Steven Seagal and Lex Luthor, Daddy Elon.
They're responsible for your physical condition.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
It's possible.
Let's run with it.
Anyways, well, mostly I've just gotten fatter after seeing the Lex Luthor satellites traveling across the sky like
that was so earth-shattering.
That was so earth-shattering, my health has just deteriorated. I need somebody to sue. Write the show if you know who we can sue for that.
You're going to be mad if you get a bunch of emails that say sue yourself.
Right. No, the saddest part is there's somebody that could fucking do that. And what's even more sad is I don't believe that, because before those lights were up there, I already believed we were fated for doom.
Oh.
So it didn't matter.
This is not Happy New Year podcast. Fated for doom?
We can't...
Put that down. Let go.
It's about to be Lesium up in this bitch.
Elysium?
Lesium, who knows?
Elysium and Elysium are two different things.
I don't care which one it is. Whatever one it is, Matt Damon will not be able to save us. My man is...
He's a cyborg. That's
we've
why.
talked about this. They spent millions trying to rescue him. It will never be able to help us.
Okay.
It will not work.
Oh, when he was stuck on Mars?
Right. And then he was stuck somewhere else. Then he was stuck somewhere else. Then he forgot his own identity in like 5 Bourne movies.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't figure out who I am, but I must kill all these people. It's perfect. It makes sense to me.
Wouldn't that be concerning to you?
If I woke up and was confused about who I was, the first thing I would think is I should shoot somebody in their face. That would be the first thing. I'd be like, well, fuck. I can't remember who I am. I must be a Terminator. I'm the T-1000. Let's go.
By the way, this is 2024.
What? Oh, yeah. The year of the Terminator.
It was the year of the Terminator.
Come on, bro. We're waiting. We're waiting.
We already seen the dick bots.
I just got... I got a brand new pair of Dad Brooks so we can run down the road.
Listen, we
looking for aliens when they show up.
What is it? The value deal?
The value everything.
The dollar value fucking T-1000s. They're the shape of fucking penises on wheels.
We're in big trouble. We are in big trouble.
And we still don't have no pictures of people fucking bagging and tagging those guys.
Yeah. How come nobody's doing that, Pony Boy?
I'm a little, hey, Pony Boy's a little.
I don't want to hear nothing about no ambergris. I ain't seen a piece of whale vomit since we started.
Well, here's the problem. They don't got no dick bots down that way.
Oh.
The tech hasn't reached that far south.
Oh. Just start bagging dudes who wear Vans then, man. Get ready to practice. All right. So
slap an RF jammer on it, slap a fucking Wi-Fi jammer on it, and
send it on its way.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know if this is true, but I saw this. Man who donated his mother's body to Arizona Center for Alzheimer's research discovers that it was sold to the U.S. military for $6,000 and strapped to a chair for a blast test. How would you find that out? Why would the government tell you? That's got to be fake as hell.
No, I don't believe it to be fake.
You don't believe it?
I think I saw that somewhere, and.
But how would you prove that? How do I come to the government and I'm like, hey, what did you do with that steak I sold you?
I think there was a leak.
Oh.
I think there was a data leak somewhere. and that information somehow got back to him. Would you be a little bit pissed?
Yeah, for only $6,000.
I mean,
The fuck? You got a lot more money than that, my man. Pay me.
No,
$6,000.
You were trying to do a good thing. Your mom dies of Alzheimer's. You want to donate her to have them do research to find a cure for this, and instead they strap her to a chair and obliterate her.
I don't want to get weird with it, but is this guy really going to remember in a little while?
Oh.
Dude.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
That's dark.
It is dark. But listen, I'm tired of seeing these dark freaking things like $6,000. Bro, he sold her for $6,000 first of all. How did he get or they sold it for $6,000?
He didn't make any money.
He didn't make any money.
No.
See, it's just
donated
getting worse.
her.
No.
And then they sold her body off.
Why would you donate your mom to Science Mate?
Would you donate your own body to science?
You know I'm not allowed to do that.
Well, I know, but here's what happens when you donate your body to science.
They just do whatever they want with it.
Pretty much. And most of the time it ends up at medical schools.
Uh-oh, we're going
so
into
that
the
med
real.
students
We've taken a left
can carve you up.
There we go.
And practice their,
We're in
that's
the
why
wrong
they call
section.
it. Listen, that's why they call it practicing medicine.
I should have seen this coming.
You don't go to a doctor
Right.
to get medicine done. You go to a
Right.
doctor to have them practice medicine.
Oh.
There's a reason they call it practice, because they don't get it right half the time.
I went the way wrong way with this.
You did.
How about in the 1940s when they were parachuting beavers all over the place to make dams? That's much nicer.
That's much nicer.
And that makes me much happier. I would like to be on that team that parachutes beavers into places for dams. You know that channel that we saw a few months ago with that little guy breaking up dams? That dude's pissed.
The Kenislovas guy
Right.
from Lithuania who breaks up dams
he's like,
with
this is the reason why.
He's got a potato rake and a shovel, and he spends 5 hours breaking up beaver dams.
Can you believe people watch that?
Dude, I watch him all the time. I love that channel.
Oh, gosh. I know. And he's
Check out Kenislovas.
And he's got a whole channel from the year before of random stuff he was filming that nobody was watching. And then his first dam video just goes viral.
Yes. That's amazing.
How scary is that?
Good on him.
No, it is good. It's just scary.
I just feel bad for the guy because they can't blow up beaver dams because they're not allowed to use explosives to do that. So he's got to do it by hand or get somebody with a big old bulldozer to come get down in the swamp and not get stuck.
If he buys a new bulldozer and starts doing it manually without his hands, do you think people will watch less?
He would probably...
Like he'd lose some viewers?
I think he would lose some viewers.
They'd be like, I wish we were still doing this analog. You know? Like, can we get this to go back to the way it was?
Yeah, I think that's what would happen. Without question, I think that's what would happen.
All right. Let's be serious now.
But you know where they got this whole idea about parachuting animals, right? The parachuting beavers to do good things.
What? Where?
And they said they got it in the 40s, right? It was probably in the late 40s would be my guess.
I don't know. That's when they were doing it. I don't know if they got it, but...
It originated because the U.S. military, before they came out with Little Man and Fat Boy or whatever it was to handle the problem in Japan, they had another idea. It was called the bat bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Where they loaded a bomb full of bats and put them in a refrigerator, right? And they attached incendiary devices to all the bats.
Oh, my.
And they parachuted out of a plane, and at a certain height, the door would open up, and they'd warm up. And as soon as they warm up, they'd fly out. Well, they knew in mainland Japan that most of the houses and most of the buildings were wooden structures, right? That had openings in the attic spaces, and bats like to roost. So the plan was drop this over Japan, have all the bats fly out into these wooden buildings, and then the incendiary devices would go off and burn them to the ground.
And how do you activate your incendiary when the bat's off?
They all had like timers.
Oh. Mm-hmm. That is so much work.
It is a ton of work, but it worked.
Oh.
They know it worked because they tested it on a U.S. air base in like Iowa or something, or out in the middle of corn country. They burnt half the base to the ground.
Yeah. I was going to say the problem with
so if you want to read up on something really funny, read up about the bat bomb of World War II.
The problem with those is like, it's cool to come up with it in a controlled lab. But then once you get in the field with it, That just sounds like it could get effed up pretty quick.
Super unpredictable.
This sounds like it has Jurassic Park rules written all over it.
Like, what happens if the door doesn't open up and the thing just
Right.
rockets into the earth?
What happens if it opens up while it's still in the cargo plane and it's chilling with you and then they get out?
In the plane.
Yeah, right. There's just and then they let other ones out. It's just there's so many things.
Well, along those lines, what do you think about them giving birth to 46 woolly mammoths this year?
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Oh, you didn't know about this. They've got enough woolly mammoth DNA that they can bring back a woolly mammoth. They're going to impregnate 47 Asian elephants, or they already have, and they're supposed to give birth to these baby woolly mammoths this year, and they're going to cut them loose in Alaska.
We're going to die.
Didn't they make a movie about this?
We're going to die. This podcast has turned horribly wrong. Left Face, Treasure Trolls, Necro Pants, Lucid Dreams, anything, Borat. Somebody say something other than this. Jeez. What is wrong with this show?
But then wait, speaking of Borat.
Oh, I said a curse word, dang it.
We talked about how Borat,
He's trying to die.
where my man wanted to have a meeting with actual terrorists and then show them Polaroids.
Oh, no. Yeah, against their culture.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
ask them if they should go to Guantanamo Bay. But he
Oh,
wanted to do it
my.
dressed as Bruno. We watched what happened, what took place there, and it was apparently disappointing. They didn't get mad. They're like, "This is haram," and they just left. They were done. Didn't work out the way he wanted it to. It didn't make it into the movie.
Okay. Well, you remember those weird things you like talk about with the dolphin projections and projecting into
where
minds and stuff?
Yeah, they beam 3-dimensional images into your brain.
So first of all, that's not what I was thinking of, but I am thinking about it now. Did you see that video of that dolphin talking to that little kid?
No.
That it's strangely odd how it looks like they're communicating. And it's like a 4-year-old, 3-year-old kid with like a baby dolphin. And the dolphin stops and is chittering at the kid and they're laughing and playing. And the kid is like laughing sequentially in time as if they're having a conversation. And it's kind of creepy.
Maybe the baby understands what it's saying.
But anyways, how about we talked about...
Well, did you hear about the AI that's partially deciphered? It's either whale or dolphin. And that they think within the next couple of years that we'll be able to communicate with them?
Bro, I want that. If I get that technology, I'm about to go out and start all kinds of weird havoc. What?
Yes.
We can just talk to animals everywhere.
Yeah. So AI, they kept running.
Yep. Actually, now that I mention it, wait, you're going to let the AI run that bot? Never mind.
Yeah. So
No.
they've got AI working on it.
Nope.
And AI is partially, at this point, deciphered their language. I think if they deciphered a dog's language, we'd be like, if you had a collar, and I think they made a skit on this on some comedy show. If you made a collar you could put on your dog,
Your dog would say the same thing over and over.
it would be like, hey,
Ball.
food,
Yeah.
scratch, hey, and it would just
Yeah.
be like a kid tugging on your shoulder, hey, look at me, hey.
I think that's how it would be too.
It'd be annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
This goes back to, if your dog was a real person, would you like your dog?
Yeah, if your animals could talk, would you want them, would you want to let them talk to you? Dude,
or if your dog was a real person, would you like that dog?
I don't know. Either way, my point of being able to talk to these animals was there was a video, and you mentioned these before, but there's a new one out of a giant like elk or reindeer or whatever stopping humans on the freeway to come help him pull people out of a pit.
Oh, I did see that.
Right. That blows my mind.
Yeah. They're like, what
Because
the fuck?
he was
it was a
just
giant.
in-
It was like a giant moose or something.
Right.
Or
And
an elk
he's in the road,
stopping traffic.
like stopping traffic and not attacking anybody, just casually standing there like, hey, I'm irritated. Come with me.
and they followed him, and there was a mud pit, and there was like 4 of them stuck in the mud pit,
And they had
these
all
peop-
walked in it.
And these people rescued all the animals, and
Dude.
like he came up and was like, he was like yelling like thank you, and then they all ran off.
Dude, that's trippy as heck.
I
We
don't
talked
think-
about those for multiple episodes in our first year. And we talked about a lot of the whole animals coming to get people for help type stuff. And you're just seeing more of it on video, dude.
Because people are recording more.
That's crazy.
That's
like,
what it really comes down to, right?
Right. But seeing
It's
it on
not that
video
these things never existed.
These aren't just stories we're hearing now. Now you're getting to catch it in high def. Like that penguin or the seal that jumped up on the boat when the killer whale was around and was just chilling on the boat with the people. You know what I mean?
Get off my boat.
Right.
And they're like, no, I'm not getting off the boat.
Right. That is wild, though.
Yeah.
Wild animals just running up and talking to you.
Well,
I dig it, man.
thank you, AI.
Thanks a lot, Bill Gates. Thanks a lot, Obama. Jeez. Anyways, listen. Shout out to everyone who's still here listening.
Yeah, and shout out to those 7 new listeners.
Shout out to the 7 new listeners.
Shout out to the one person in England.
The one person in England.
And the one person in the Philippines.
And the one person in the Philippines. Shout out to the person, well, all of them. Shout out to Kenobi. We know you're down right now, buddy. But things will get better.
Look, he watched that movie. He watched Silver Streak and all those Rad and all those movies too many times, and he got fucking crazy over the holiday season.
Yeah,
and decided he was going to recreate some of those scenes in the movies.
I think he thought that he's Christian Slater.
Yeah,
I think he thinks he's Christian Slater.
He thinks he's channeling Christian Slater,
right?
And thought he could do all those
sweet
like,
ass moves. I can
moves.
do this. Yeah,
if that kid can do it, I can do it.
Right.
And yeah. Well, it didn't work out that way.
He did half of it. He did the first half that gets you to the second half of stopping.
Yes.
He
stopped sooner than he thought he would.
Yes, sir. So
shout out to you, my man.
Yeah, congratulations. You'll be sitting around. Good thing you did that during concert season. Because there will be no shows for you right now, my man.
Bro, you're supposed to be making him feel better, not worse.
I was. Listen, I told you I did not know my man's was really dropping in. I'm glad I didn't go to the skate park. You might have convinced me to drop in. I'm joking, you wouldn't have, but still, the first time my other friends took me to the same park that he likes to go to, they're like, hey man, you gonna drop into this 25-footer? No.
I'm not gonna drop in on a 2-footer.
Today, not today, not tomorrow. What convinced you that I was physically capable of doing any of this?
When he seen you walking around in that Bays Boys hockey jersey and he thought you were an athlete.
Right. You're mistaken. You're mistaken. The A does not mean athlete. It means aware. Aware of not jumping.
The A on your hockey jersey means aware?
Yeah, aware. That I shouldn't be jumping.
Not athletic.
I'm Asian, bro. We're not jumping into no half pipe. Get out of here, dude. You ever seen Tony Hawk with one Asian guy?
No.
Oh, boom. It's not even wrong, dude.
Actually, well, he wasn't even in that movie.
Some guys are going crazy.
He wasn't in the movie where they were looking for Animal Chin.
Oh my.
And Animal Chin apparently is the greatest Asian skateboarder that ever existed.
Listen, all I'm saying is no drops, no go.
And no hunting with hot cocoa.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. 30-97 seconds.
Bays Boys Podcast.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to the new year, new us.
We're in trouble.
Shed yourself like a snake skin.
Somebody let me out of this basement!